I remember before I met you too, reading this amazing book called Letting Go: The Pathway of Surrender. And it's all about how you have to release your repressed and suppressed emotions, right? To heal. And it was like intellectually I got that. Like, okay, yes, I understand that, but like how do you do that? Right? And it wasn't until I met you 2 and did dynamic meditation, Osho's dynamic meditation, and that catharsis part that I was finally like, "Okay, this is how you do it." Right? And he even explains in that book, like, emotions are layered. Like, you might be feeling anger one moment, and then underneath that is sadness, and it switches, and that's always been my experience in dynamic meditation with you too. So, I just yes, absolutely, the moving meditations are so powerful. So, so powerful. Subhan, do you want to just maybe tell me one or two of your favorite teachings by Osho or
Well, here's what I'm going to say.
yeah.
Um, in the first book, Tantra, the Supreme Understanding, he opens it up because Tilopa is saying to his disciple Naropa, there were actually 4 in the lineage, and then it stopped, that it's impossible to put truth into words. But for you, Naropa, I'm going to try and do it. So that was like the first taste of a very extensive experience and understanding that came to me from Osho. And it's just simply this. There's a tremendous identification that we have with the mind, with the biocomputer. And that's because of our upbringing. That's because of the way the mind functions. It's a number of different things, but this is the reality. And along comes someone who has climbed the mountain all the way to the top and has dissociated from the mind. We call it enlightenment. We call it remembrance. We call it a number of different things. So they're in a reality, and they're in a mind body, but they're telling us that there's no more personality, that this personality has disappeared. So they're telling us a number of different things. So this was one of the keys for me in my own understanding and learning and in what I share. How to get people who know nothing of what is beyond the mind to recognize that there is something beyond the mind. It's no thing. It's no mind, no thingness, whatever you want to call it. It's the unmanifested, all kinds of names, but they're irrelevant because the mind doesn't have any experience to understand what it is. So this is the first huge major hurdle for everyone to recognize on some level that there is something other than the mind.